My name's Cindy. Nice to meet you.
Welcome.
I cried when I took my lash extensions off. Everyone doesn't throw this kind of money in your face.
We're here for a good time, not a long time. How different auditions were this year. She said, I work at Wet Republic. You need to let me in.
Like, I'm not gonna lie, I am a little high maintenance. And then you get that liquid courage, so I went and talked to him.
We work in an industry where we make great money. We are very spoiled.
I bought champagne bottles and sprayed the whole inside of the club.
I need $30K thrown in my face every day.
Every day.
All day, every day.
Oof, I'm a bad bitch.
Hi everyone, welcome back to Bottle Girl Diaries. For those of you who are new to my channel, my name is Cindy. On today's episode, we are gonna have the beautiful, fun, and little Miss Hustler herself, Babe in Blue, Courtney McCall. Her and I are actually gonna go into talking about how COVID has kind of affected our mental health, our industry. We're gonna talk about how different auditions were this year, and she may spill the tea on what it was like to date her manager. But before we get started, we're gonna take a moment to keep that energy cute and hit that subscribe button below. All right, everybody, this is Courtney.
Hi.
So tell me, what have you been up to? What you got going on?
Well, I'm born and raised in Vegas, and I used to work at EBC. I worked at Intrigue, and then I've been at What ever since.
Okay.
For the last 4 years, so yeah, it's a lot of fun. Okay.
Okay, so you started at EBC, which is Encore Beach Club, because a lot of our viewers don't know our industry slang, so we have to,
Okay, sorry.
try to lighten it up for them.
Yeah, so I was at Encore Beach Club for a year.
Okay.
I worked at Intrigue for a little less than a year, and then I've been at What Republic for about 4 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's my home right now.
Okay. So you've been in the industry for what, 5-6 years?
Since 2015, so.
Okay, same here.
Yeah.
Okay, so that makes sense then. Well, I wanted to actually just go into how different auditions were this year.
Girl.
Honestly, I was kind of relieved. Like,
Me too. I mean, it literally, I was in and out in 15 minutes, which is crazy to me because usually it's like a 3-hour process to 5-hour process. And it was so quick, so easy. It kind of made the nerves go away a little bit. Like, I felt like I was a lot less anxious because the time wasn't, I don't know how to say it, like working against, like, I feel like the anticipation would like make you even more nervous than normal.
like normally we would stand there for like a few hours just in our bikinis and staring at everybody else's bodies and like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. But I think it was better too because it was like, it's just so limited. And they said they only took 100 applicants. So, I mean, that was like 20 applicants per time slot.
Yeah.
So it was just a lot better.
I felt relieved. Time makes everything better. Honestly, the fact that it was like you didn't have a lot of time to think about what they were going to ask you and what you were going to say made all the difference.
I love when they ask, hold on. I love when they say, do you have modeling experience? And I just
Yes.
I just say yes. And
Always.
smile.
Yes.
Yes. That's it. And like sometimes they look at you like, are you gonna elaborate? I'm like, just yes. That's all you need to know.
I used to elaborate, but now I just say yes.
Yeah,
and
just
then
say yes.
they move on to the next subject.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like just yes, period. That's it. I will say one thing about auditions one thing that never changes is so you walk into a room and you're kind of in a dark room and there's like just a little bit of light on you and it's the most god awful lighting ever. And you have to follow this like tape all the way up to like the judges. It's like American Idol, but worse. And you're in a bikini. So much worse. And they're just staring you up and down and you're like, you're looking at all my flaws. Like, here's my cellulite, here's my stretch marks. Here I am. They're like pulled off the mask and I'm like,
Hi. No, did you ever have a point in time where you didn't follow the arrows and you didn't know
absolutely.
to follow the arrows?
All the time.
And they're like, excuse me, can you please follow the arrows? And I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry, my bad.
Yeah. And then there's girls who like forget their name.
Yeah, I actually heard that.
Yeah, I'm just like,
I've never, but I've heard of that for sure.
Yeah.
I think a lot of girls say that no matter how many years pass, they still get nervous.
Oh my gosh.
I can say, okay, if I know the questions, I'm not nervous. But if I don't know the questions, I'm very nervous. But if I know that's the same thing they always say, then don't change them, please. But
no, sometimes I feel like they'll throw crazy shit at you, though.
I actually heard one time which I think is just because they knew the girl very well and they like knew they were probably gonna bring her back. But they
Yeah.
asked for like a crazy math question, and there was like, "What's the square root of like 786?"
Why
And
would they
she's
do
like,
that?
I don't know.
I'd be
But
like,
I heard,
if I don't have to figure it out at work, I don't need to figure it out here.
I think they were just trying to like make her laugh in
Yeah.
the sense of like put her on the spot. But they knew, like, they definitely brought that girl on, and they knew that, and she'd been there for years, so it wasn't
Yeah.
anything crazy. But she was like, I don't know.
Yeah, auditions were definitely different this year. Usually there's, a ton of girls out in line for several hours. I think it was better, but, and also just the mask thing was like really weird,
Mm-hmm.
So by the way, guys, by the way, I'm drinking a White Claw today. I don't really drink White Claw, but I will just because, Courtney brought me one, so cheers. It's a
Yes.
watermelon one. So I wanted to talk to you because I think that you and I had like just a brief conversation about how we've been in a funk and like
Oh yeah.
how COVID has affected just our mental health, our industry in general. So I want to know kind of what your experience was, and obviously I'm willing to share mine too. But I think that like this is something that girls don't speak on.
Mm-hmm.
I think that we're in an industry where we're under a magnifying glass and we're always kind of put on the spot to be the life of the party, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it really has messed with a lot of us in ways that, can really just affect like your motivation, your mental health, everything. And when your mental health struggles, your physical health struggles, because I don't want to do
100%.
anything.
100%. Like, you're literally speaking me on so many levels. In the beginning of COVID, I was like, or actually when they told us about it, they're like, oh, we're going to close down for a little bit. I was like, oh, it's going to be like a month. Like, I almost felt like it was like juicy gossip. And I was
Yeah.
like, oh my gosh, like how crazy, like I'm living through this crazy time or whatever. But then all of a sudden it just kept elongating. And I'm like, all right, there's no way that's going to last more than 3 months.
Right.
And then 3 months come up and I'm like, all right, there's no way it's going to last longer than 6 months. And it just kept going. And I was just kind of like, all right, when is this going to end? And then it kind of started to take a toll on me, and I was like, all right, this is not what I thought it would be. I feel like I'm just not okay with like surprises in that aspect, like when it's not
Yeah.
like a good surprise, of course, but
Yeah.
I was kind of like, all right, eventually I started to lose motivation of everything,
Right.
and that's just being real, like, but sometimes I felt like I was like, all right, almost was like, I don't even feel like brushing my teeth. Like, that's how I just wanted to stay in bed with my
Yep,
cats.
yep.
I had no motivation.
You have cats?
Oh, 3 cats. I have 3 cats and a dog. They're amazing. I love them to death. I'm a big cat lady. I can't help it. It was an accident, okay? But I literally felt like I just didn't want to do anything. Didn't even want to work. Like, it was so hard getting ready for auditions this year. I was really like having to really push myself way more than I ever have because I didn't want to do anything. And
I think a lot of it stems from, obviously, the pandemic itself has been an unforeseen circumstances and events. And I think that being said, we work in an industry where we make great money. We are very spoiled. I mean, we can go out and get like comp dinners, comp bottles. I mean, when's the last time you can say that you paid to get in somewhere?
you want to know something crazy? This is so embarrassing, but I think it's hilarious. I was hammered one time and I went to Tulum with my boyfriend, and we were like waiting in line to go to this club, and we were waiting in line, so I was like, I work at Wet Republic.
Oh my God. Why are you?
I was trash, but I felt like that meant something, and it meant nothing, and they're
They
just
didn't
like,
give a shit who you were. They're like, no,
like,
sis.
next.
They're like 100 pesos.
100%.
Wait, is pesos Tulum?
Yeah, pesos
Okay.
Tulum. But I was literally like, I wouldn't have said that if I wasn't hammered drunk, but I was hammered, and my boyfriend was like, shut up. Like, could you imagine some girl from Mexico coming in and be like, I work at this club in Mexico?
So just to all the Wet Republic managers, she be throwing your name out there like that in Tulum. So if you're not allowed in Tulum, you know why.
It was because of me.
She said, I work at Wet Republic. You need to let me in.
Like,
I was
what's that?
I'd be like, sis, don't nobody know who Wet Republic
Nobody.
is. Take your ass to the back of the line.
That's what they did.
That's pretty funny. Yeah, I will say that, like, just talking to a lot of other girls in the industry, this is why it's important to have, like, our good, our head on a swivel and a good head on our shoulders, is that we do need to have a game plan as to far as like what we're gonna do, because obviously we can see, first of all, I will admit that I think that the nightlife was kind of struggling a little bit before the pandemic, obviously as the economy took a toll, and then now it's just completely like crazy.
Oh my gosh.
So you know, the Wet Republic girls, you guys were working out in the summer this last year in 2020 with masks on.
Yeah, that sucked.
My gosh.
That really sucked. I felt like I couldn't even like
Be yourself,
relate to my guests. Like
yeah.
I felt like they couldn't even see my emotions, and I felt like I wasn't building organic relationships with them like I normally would.
Yeah.
Who would have known that, or like facial expressions actually mean something to
Facial
people?
expressions mean something.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously we are hired as model cocktail servers, so you know, it's like, how can you see how fine I am or how cute I am if you can't? Hello.
But back to the conversation of like, sorry to get on like the depression talk, but
Yeah.
I felt like, did you have to cut back on all the things that you did?
Oh
I
my
did.
gosh.
Like upkeep of yourself.
Upkeep, yes.
Yeah.
So for a while, this is actually a really good subject, because for a while I didn't get my lashes done, no nails, and what else? Oh, didn't have a trainer for a while.
Yeah.
And it's important for us to have a trainer, because that's how we keep our jobs, is by staying in shape. I gained a lot of quarantine weight,
Yeah.
and I'm just gonna keep it 100. I'm a lot thicker than you, or you know, a lot of other Wet Republic girls. I'm not as shredded. I think I'm like a thick fit, you know, by any means. But it was weird to cut back, and also you never realize how much money we were spending on going out.
Yeah, not
or
even
eating,
that.
or like,
I'm talking about like what we do to maintain ourselves. Like I'm not
Maintain the
gonna
beauty,
lie,
upkeep.
I am a little high maintenance when it comes to the way that I look. Like, okay, so before I had lash extensions, spray tan,
spray tan,
hair
I forgot about that.
extensions, laser hair removal. If some girls get trainers, I don't have a trainer, but like some girls get trainers, that's an expense.
Yeah.
And
mine's $450.
I don't even want to know. I don't even know what I used to spend. Honestly, I haven't even done the math, but I used to spend a lot of money. Botox, everything adds up. But I will say, and nails, that's another thing.
Nails.
But anyways, so everything just adds up. And during COVID, especially with everything shut down, I had to finally see myself for the way that I naturally am, which is not like I look bad, but it's just when you see yourself at a certain, like naturally, I'm like, okay, well, I always have lashes on, I always have hair extensions. Like you literally are used to seeing yourself in that sense.
In that light.
In that light. So
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, this is another embarrassing thing that I'm gonna say that I've been saying all day, but
Yeah.
I cried when I took my lash extensions off because it literally made me look sick to me.
Yeah.
It's not that I really looked sick.
I felt like I looked like an alien.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
you look like the lashes were the end all be all. Like I was like, oh my gosh, this is the end of the world. But obviously I got through it and it's fine. I don't have lash extensions right now, but I miss them.
Do you have the glue on?
I have
They
strips
look-
on right
they
now.
look fine.
Yeah, no, it's fine. But like when you're I literally had lash extensions for 5 years straight. So I was just so like thrown off guard,
Mortified,
like
yeah.
mortified. Like I was like, oh my gosh, but now it's fine. Everything's great. But I think that also contributed to the depressed feeling that I had, because it's like, I'm not making the money I used to. I don't look the way that I used to. I'm not able to work out like I used to. Like my whole world just like went upside down.
It totally flopped. And also I will say this, that like the industry, to be honest, it sounds crazy. And I know that, okay, so amidst the pandemic, I understand that there are people that are a lot worse off than us. I totally get that. And I'll never take that away from them.
100%.
And I feel like we as an industry do try to give back to those communities and people no matter what, because we are very fortunate. But I will say that it kind of humbled you in a way. So I'll be honest, like I really didn't know how to cook too much at home, and I learned how to really cook at home during quarantine. And I'm glad, because I became a domesticated ass bitch real quick, you know? So, you know, just waiting to be wifed, that's all. Nothing crazy.
Like this ring finger.
You know, just like
empty.
like one of these days I'm like, hey everybody, welcome back to Bottle Girl Diaries.
Hi, my name's Cindy. Nice to meet you.
Welcome. Nothing crazy. Ice on my fucking ring finger. It's cold. But yeah, so I just feel like we had to kind of humble ourselves.
1,000%.
You know, I feel like to a lot of people, we live in like a Barbie world, literally. That's what I would compare it to, you know, so.
I feel like I'm like going off, but I feel like my boyfriend would have to constantly like tell me and like humble me in a sense and be like, Court, this is not regular life. Like
Right.
everyone doesn't throw this kind of money in your face. Like this isn't normal. Like
You're like, I need $30K thrown in my face every day.
Every day.
All day, every day. I don't care. I need $30K thrown in my face every day.
30K minimum.
Minimum. That's it.
We're just kidding, I swear.
No, we're not.
Gonna hate it.
We're not kidding. Now I see why I didn't get hired back. No, I'm sorry. I'm kidding. So, okay. Oh, wait. Let's rewind about your boyfriend. Let me get this straight. Is it true he was your manager at Encore Beach Club? Or come on, tell me about this.
Yes, he was. That's how we met.
Uh-huh.
And so, okay, I will start from the very beginning. So
She loves to tell this story. She loves it.
It's cute. It's kind of cute.
She said
Okay.
it's cute.
So I first got hired at Encore Beach Club. I was 21. That was my first job in the industry, and I was like, I saw him at the orientation, and he like said like, "Hi, my name's." Oh, sorry. Anyways, he's like, I mean, it's my boyfriend,
name.
but I'm like,
She the ops.
no, but I'm like, we talked about like no names, but anyways, that's my boyfriend's name.
Whatever.
So, anyways, he was like, "Hi, I'm Mike," or whatever, and introduced himself and said all these things and like did his whole spiel. And I remember seeing him, I was like, "Oh my God, he's so
Like
cute."
when you talk during pre-shift, you
yes,
want to freaking
no,
lick his face or
this
what?
is before pre-shift. This is orientation. I was like, "Oh my gosh, he's so cute," but I love my job. I was like,
I'd be like, I love my job, but I love you too. I'm
no.
gonna have both.
This is before I even like I had never even spoken a word to him. I just saw him and I was like, I just saw him speak and I was like, oh my gosh, he's so cute. But then I was like, you know what? I'm so grateful to be here. My mom told me don't date your managers because she's a cocktail waitress too, but not in the club. She's like a casino floor cocktail. It's different. But anyways,
Right.
so, anyways, fast forward. He had a girlfriend at the time. I never even like. Oh, okay, it's that time. Okay.
Where's my Red Bull?
So,
my God.
He had a girlfriend at the time, which I didn't even give it, and I didn't even know because we didn't even speak until like because he was just my manager and I was just trying to be like professional.
Right.
But anyway, so they break up and he starts showing up at outings every so often. I was like, ooh, and then you get that liquid courage. So I like went and talked to him.
Okay, sis.
You know what I mean.
Courage.
You know what I mean.
She said, you know what I mean.
No.
You know, nothing crazy.
So-
liquid courage, like, looking like a meal. I'm hungry.
So I would start talking to him, and I remember we started hanging out or whatever, and like people thought we were flirting or whatever. We kind of were, but it was like still like professional, but like still like we're like, all right.
Like if
our
y'all
dogs.
were in the service well and you walk by him, you might like grab
Like,
a little something, you know.
But I mean, I don't even think I went that far.
Oh.
But anyway, oh.
But that's just me.
So anyway, we were out with all of our mutual friends, and he was like, hey, let's go to Tommy Rockers. That's where my dad worked or whatever.
Oh my God, Tommy Rockers. Can we talk about Tommy Rockers real quick?
Do you know Brian McCall?
Why does that sound so familiar?
That's my dad. He's a bartender at Tommy Rockers. Yes.
Your dad is the bartender at Tommy Rockers?
Yes.
Bless his soul.
We
used
really
to go over there, Spinelli and I and a couple of our other busters and
Spinelli's
waitresses.
like, I know Brian.
I know. We would go there after, okay, so obviously there's a lot of bars here that are open like 24 hours. We'd go there to eat when we'd get off our shifts, which keep in mind is that like 4, 5, 6 a.m. in the morning, demon hours. We call it demon hours, demon time. So, yeah, we'd go to Tommy Rockers. I've had a few drunken nights there. So tell your dad hi.
I will.
Tell Pop Pops we said hi.
He'll definitely be watching this, I swear.
How cute.
So anyways, so we had this idea to go to Tommy Rockers, and we invited all of our friends that were there, and we started driving over there, and no one showed up. It was just Mike and I. So we ended up staying there till like 5 a.m.
Low key, he didn't invite nobody else. He's like, I'm gonna bag you.
No, I invited people. Like I swear we invited people, and everyone was just like, all right, we're too drunk. Like we're not gonna. It was like in the stars. I swear, like it was meant to happen. So we stayed there. We were talking till like 5 a.m. Trying to be secretive. Like we saw people. We're like, oh no, we're not here. But anyways, we were there. Anyways, so the night ended, and we walked out, and he like kissed me. And he's like, well, that's the last time that's
Did he kiss you just like kiss, or
just
did you guys
kiss.
tongue kiss?
No, just kiss.
Oh,
and he's
okay.
like, well, that's the last time that's going to happen. And I was like, all right, well, that's the last time. Like, let's do it one more time.
Okay. She had liquor courage. She said one more time.
One more time. And so we did it. And then it was history after that. And I couldn't work at Encore Beach Club anymore.
Yeah, because dating your managers is like a huge
big
no-no.
We
all do it, but it's a huge no-no.
Don't do it. I mean, I'm happy. I'm still in a relationship, but like, don't do it. You'll get in big trouble. But yeah.
Well, that's good. I'm glad you guys are still together.
That's our little love story.
Yeah, that's cute. I love it. So when you guys were dating during the season, did it ever become like hard, or did you guys ever get jealous or in any fights or anything?
Not really. I mean, we were a secret, obviously, during the whole season, but I feel like people kind of knew.
Yeah.
Because at Encore Beach Club, they would like send us all food to the service wells and stuff like that, and like everyone would get chicken tenders, and like whatever well I was in would get nachos.
You get a fruit plate.
No, I would get chicken nachos.
Even better.
That was my favorite.
Sis was fed.
But they'd be like, oh my gosh, we got the lucky well of the nachos. Like, oh yeah, that's so crazy. It always happened to be the one that I was in.
Fed.
Yeah, and so
she goes, yeah,
very well. But anyway, so I was never really, like, nothing else was going on. Like, I was never really jealous. It was more of the sense of, like, the secret, because we couldn't be exclusive. It was a big deal.
That's more fun.
He literally probably could, like, I'm only saying this now because, like, he doesn't work for the company anymore. We probably could have gotten fired, both of us. Like, that's how big of a deal it is, okay? Don't do it.
Don't shit where you eat.
No.
I've been there, done that. It doesn't work out.
I mean, it's working out for me, but, like, it doesn't happen all the time.
It's working out for me. Oh my God. Oh man. Okay. So Courtney and I have both, just pretty much been acquaintances through the industry, and then we both worked for Hakkasan Group, and we've had our run-ins together and had some fun drunken nights together. I just want to know, without blacking out, throwing up, how many shots do you think that you can tolerate in one night? Because I think I'm at like 14 or 15.
It's a lot.
That's bad. It's nothing to brag about. Nothing.
No.
But
it's a lot. I've never once counted because it just kind of happens organically. But I will say, I don't know.
Okay, I'm just going to say this right now. I've seen you pick up a bottle of 42 and literally just like hold it the whole night and chug it.
Yeah.
They came in a Jewel nightclub one night with like a very well-known client of Hakkasan Group. And this girl just had the whole bottle and just was like drinking out the bottle. So
I will explain something.
I will explain.
So whenever I go out, especially we would go out together at Paradise Cantina, this bar. It's like a super small local bar, but like whenever we go the first weekend and the last weekend of work.
That one time we were all there, I was blacked out.
Yeah, welcome to the club, girl. We all are. So it's always the first weekend and the last weekend of the season, and sometimes we sprinkle in some, times before or in the middle, but it's always the first and the last. And I ended up growing a nickname.
What's your nickname?
One of many, but one of the nicknames there is Tasmanian Court, because I just fuck everything up. Like, I literally am like the girl. One time, I bought champagne bottles and sprayed the whole inside of the club.
You bought champagne bottles on your own tab?
Yes.
How much was your tab?
It wasn't a lot because it's a bar, so it was like J. Roger, nothing fancy. And I literally got on top of the bar. I was dancing on the bar in the beginning, and then I like ordered the champagne. They gave it to me. They didn't know what I was gonna do, and I sprayed the whole inside of the bar. Mind you, it's open to the public. There's people that don't know us that are there.
And so all the Wet Republic girls are just standing on the bar spraying people.
No, it was just me, and then I got in big trouble. I got in big trouble. So,
oh my gosh!
I think this might have been my first I think it was my first year at Wet, so I didn't even really know anybody.
Wow, what a way to come in.
It was so ballsy. I don't even know what I was thinking. But anyways, and so I sprayed the girls, and then one of the girls got upset and like dumped a margarita on my head. I'm not gonna name any names.
Wait,
she knows who she is. I love her to death.
Republic?
Yeah, love her to death. She's still a friend of mine. But yeah,
she dumped a
margarita on my head.
What?
So then it turned into like this champagne spraying like messy fight.
Like a war, yeah.
So then one of the other girls, she sprayed,
from Wet Republic?
From Wet Republic. She's not there anymore, but she's great. She sprayed me.
She's great.
She sprayed me with a bottle of champagne. Runs out to her car. I go to the bartender. I'm like, hey Bruce. Hey, I need another bottle of champagne.
Bruce?
The bartender. And for some reason, he
Poor
felt
Bruce.
like it was a good idea to give me another bottle of champagne. So I chase her out, and I go to her car, and I spray her car with champagne. And I get on the hood of her car, and I like dance like this, and I kiss the windshield, her windshield, and I slid down.
All sexy?
Yeah, I was like, oof, I'm a bad bitch.
Oh my God. She's like, I'm a bad bitch, I'm fucking dead.
But
oh my
anyways,
God.
I don't even know what got us to that point. But yeah, I don't know how many shots I've taken, actually. I've taken so many. And I mean, it's hard to say because you're like, oh, how many before you black out? I don't fucking know.
I'm that person that thinks that just because I take a shot and I drink water, I'm such a saint. I'm like, oh yeah, every shot, water. And the next thing you know, wow, I'm coming out of Dre's nightclub at 10 a.m.
And then you wake up the next morning, you have your like hangover anxiety, and you're like, oh my
God.
gosh, what'd I do?
And then I feel depressed. I'm like, I hate my life. I'm not doing enough with my life.
Yep.
Ugh.
Girl, I've been there.
You know what though? I realize life is so short, and with everything going on, we're here for a good time, not a long time. So if you're alive and healthy, you may as well just have fun when you can and where you can.
You're not wrong.
You know, I ain't wrong. You know what? Let's go ahead and take a drink to that.
Yeah.
We ain't wrong. Shout out to Dave & Buster's for these shot glasses.
Yeah.
Period.
I mean, yeah.
Here's the pineapple glass. Where'd you get that? It's all fancy.
Yeah, I mean, I found it. I found it in the cupboards because I didn't want to look too
Nelly
much.
doesn't want to get me my Red Bull. He wants me to die.
It's okay. Chase your vodka or chase your tequila with some liquor.
All right. So, how do you think this year is going to play out for the industry?
It's so hard to say because things have been so uncertain. Like nothing, nothing that I thought would happen has happened. So for what my thoughts are, I'm always going to keep those positive vibes.
Yeah.
And whatever I say, I'm always going to be like, it's going to be fine. Everything's going to come back to normal. I don't know when, but eventually I think it's Vegas. We have the Raiders here. There's so many good things happening in Vegas that it has to go back to normal. I'm not saying soon, but I'm saying it just has to eventually go back to like.
I think if I want to be optimistic and say at least like July.
That'd be cool.
That'd be cool. You know, I have no idea where the hell I'm going to work, but it's going to be somewhere.
Yeah, no, you're going to go somewhere.
I'm somewhere, but you know.
I mean, okay, so this is the thing. It's like this thing has turned everyone upside down. I feel like no one knows what's gonna happen.
True.
So like for me as a cocktail, it's like, oh, this is what I think is gonna happen. Like I really have no clue. But I mean, I'm just gonna stay optimistic and just hope that eventually things will. I feel like everything happens for a reason, and this might not be ideal, but there's totally a million lessons that I've learned. So
yeah, I think that too, just like us struggling with our mental health, especially being in the industry, like I said, we're put under a magnifying glass to always be the life of the party, especially you and me. We can really relate to that, and I love it. I wouldn't take anything back. I've loved the industry. It's been such a blessing. Met so many great people, networking opportunities, and we are so blessed. But if there's one thing that I can say is you got to get right mentally in order to go forward in life at all and outside of this industry.
I agree.
So with that being said, do you see yourself like, you know, staying in Vegas, or where would you like to end up if not?
I mean, I'm a little spontaneous in the sense where I'm like, whatever happens, happens.
Yeah.
I mean, I definitely do some planning in a sense. Like I'm not going to say I have no clue of what I'm going to do in the future, but for now, I feel like definitely Vegas.
Yeah.
But if some great business opportunities showed up and they're like, hey, move somewhere, I mean, not anywhere, but like Miami, California, somewhere like that. Yeah. Somewhere that has like a big city, not even a huge city, but like just somewhere that has stuff happening. Right. I can move. I could never move to like a small town. But nothing against that. Like that's just different strokes for different folks.
That's where I come from, is a small town, so...
But I feel like that's, like, I'm born and raised here. Like, I can't. Right. I feel like when you come from a big city, it's so hard to go to a small town. Right. But, yeah, so I have nothing planned to leave. I have no plans to leave, but I feel like if something great happened, I would not be opposed. Yeah. I'm not, like, stuck here.
Yeah, no. And I'm the same way, too. I'm just very optimistic. Like, if something calls me to go somewhere else, I'll go. You know what I mean?
For sure.
So before we go, you do have the opportunity to put me in the hot seat and ask me anything. You can have a limit of 3 questions.
I'm ready.
You said I'm ready. So I'm gonna drink the white.
So yeah, no, we're gonna.
Yeah, we're gonna.
I'm gonna take the rest of this
wait,
shot.
this bottle. Okay, so Espolon tequila. Reposado is what? I'm kind of tipsy. I'm like...
Me too, girl.
How many shots am I in? Like 7?
Girl, I don't even know. But I'm here.
7 shots in. Espolon tequila is what I drank during quarantine. I would make like my margaritas, whatever, and have taco nights with my girls. But you know, it's actually a good tequila. I would prefer it be Casamigos.
Honestly, this is pretty good though.
It is pretty good,
I'm
right?
not even mad. Cheers.
So yeah, before we wrap up, you can have the opportunity to put me on the hot seat and ask me anything.
What's the worst thing that you've seen me do? Like, worst, funniest thing?
Oh, man.
Because I feel like you've seen some shit.
I would say it was in 2019 when you came into Jewel on like a slow, it was either a Friday or Monday night. I'm not going to say the client's name. I love him. He's so sweet. Bless his soul. But I'm going to be honest with you. Like, you had a bottle of 42 with straws in it. Like the long, actually, I might have the video, so I might be posting it. Like right here.
Right.
He's not on it, so it's fine. But you had the straw of the 42 up, and then we brought out champagne, and you were chugging champagne. I also feel like one time you were put on shoulders. When I say shoulders, you get on a bus or shoulders for a prezzo when you weren't even working at Jewel.
Sounds about right, honestly.
I think that was the craziest thing, but I think that we've had those nights together.
Yeah, for sure. No.
Omnia. Oh my God, Omnia.
Which one?
Which one? Omnia. Oh man.
Wait, I want to hear the story because I might not remember it.
You know what?
I sound so bad. I swear I'm not this bad. Like
It's okay if you are though. Here's the thing. It's no filter, sweetie.
I like to have a good time. I like to have a good time.
There's nothing wrong with having a good time. If people judge you at this point, we get paid to party. So
yeah, like I have a great time. You know,
I'll leave it at that.
It's great. I have a blast.
Well, I do appreciate you for joining us today. I think that the message that we can take from this is that it's always good to take care of your mental health.
Absolutely.
And as far as like if you're in the industry or you're not, the pandemic I think has affected everybody.
100%.
Everybody. And so, you just need to really get right with your mental health. And one thing that I did to help me a lot was just sometimes I take breaks off social media. I would do a lot of meditations. And honestly, like I just treated myself finally to like let myself watch like Netflix, binge, like actually do things we didn't get to do working in the industry, because when you do work in the industry, you get so caught up and that becomes our life. And that's okay because we love it. We have fun doing it. We make great money. But I think that it's important to know that like we have to build a life outside of it too
100%.
For when it does have that shelf life.
100%. Speaking facts.
Well, that's all today on Bottle Girl Diaries. To stay updated on the latest and upcoming episodes, don't forget to click that subscribe button below and follow us on Instagram at Bottle Girl Diaries Official. Or if you want to get a little bit more personal, you can follow me on I am Cindy Nansiri, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.